This network is called Advancing Silviculture Technology, and the objective is to gather expertise within this research field, and also to attract stakeholders, industry, students, etc., to meet up and share knowledge over the Nordic-Baltic region. The outcomes from this network is to promote the further development in this area, to provide sustainable ecosystem services. The focus is to look at technologies as means to meet these goals. One important outcome from this network is that we understand that we are standing on different knowledge base when it comes to technology and technology development. For example, in Sweden, we're currently doing big efforts in developing this field together with the forest industries. And if we compare, for example, to Danish conditions, which has a completely different industry, forest industry, they really learn a lot from what we are doing. By having this kind of network, the knowledge transfer becomes quite effective, I would say. So that I think is a very, very important and fruitful outcome from this project. We have common forestry practices. We also use very similar type of technologies out in the forest, and we also have common problems when it comes to the type of forest we're operating in, for example. And that means that we understand each other, and we also can summon our competences to have some sort of research focus in one area. If I compare to international conferences, for example, the spectrum of forest operations and forest technology is so large. It's everything from manual work to automation, I would say. And by that, it's very difficult to have focused discussions when you want to develop a certain area. It's other issues. So it's very important that we in the Nordic Baltics meet together and use our resources together to really try to develop this area and to perform research, of course. The gender and equality guidelines provided by SNS is of great importance for this network. And of course, it's important for all networks, but in general, we have a quite even share of gender, and it's highly dominated by male. And in forestry operations, it's even more uneven. And that is seen from basic education up to advanced levels and also doctoral studies and out in the industry. How can we solve this? Because if we want to develop a society for all of us, we need also to consider that we are doing this together. And this is a big problem, and I think many of us that are research leaders or industrial leaders, and normally elder men with beard, we need help with this. So I think the first step is, of course, just to be aware of the problem, and also to use these type of tools as the guidelines from SNS are. So I think this is something that we will continue to work with within this network and also in coming projects field. If we want to develop a society for all to organize the work in such manner that both gender is representative, and that is not the current state. And the risk with that is that we are developing something that is only adopted for example, men. And that is something that we see, for example, in forest operations, when it comes to developing of work methods, technology, working environments, etc. So this is something that is constantly highlighted in discussions of development work. And it's not easy. And this is something I think expertise, knowledge from other disciplines to help us work with this. The need for further cooperation and within both research and the knowledge transfer is very important within the forest operations and silviculture technology. And this is something that we also have discussed in the network we have in this Nordic Baltic advancing silviculture technology. We think that we will make another application to make sure that we have new meeting or conference maybe 2 years after this one in Umeå that we have in Sweden. So maybe it will be in a Baltic country next time. And it is also important that we bring in other institutes, departments into this network that might have a slightly different competence profile, for example, in social sciences that deals with, for example, the workforce within forestry.